How's it going, guys? So today I will be talking about the ray gun Easter egg from the World at War campaign, and the mysterious voice behind it and what it means. So before I get into it, I do want to thank Dragon GJY for doing the translation for it, because I wouldn't have been able to do this without him, and so all props to you, man. I will be linking his Twitter. I don't know if he posts that much on it, so I will also link his CODS forum account, as well as a post I've written there, just so you can have a physical written version of it. So to start off, if you didn't know about the Easter egg, pretty much you go to the level Little Resistance. After you have bombed the beach, you need to make your way onto it, and you'll see a couple of craters on the ground. Now you need to step in the one that's on the right side, you then need to make your way to one in the middle, then make your way to this small one that's like a little bit diagonally away from it. I don't know if that one is needed, but I just do that one anyway. And then finally you need to go to one that's at the back left side and stand in that one for about 10 seconds. Eventually the screen will shake and you'll hear an earthquake. You'll then start hearing a mysterious voice you won't understand, and then 4 Shisa statues will pop up out of the ground in front of you and carry a ray gun in their mouth, and you'll be able to use that throughout the whole level. This is what the voice sounds like. So I've always thought it was an alien that we just couldn't understand. It was to do with the ray gun, so I thought it was maybe something to do with zombies, but we just never knew. I tried searching for answers online, and most of the conversation about it was when World at War was released. So that was about 7 to 8 years ago, and when people were saying they found it out, well, you couldn't tell if it was true or not. But regardless, I couldn't find much on it, so I thought, let's get to the bottom of this. Let's try and figure this one out once and for all and get it known. So I first decided to take a look in the World at War sound files. I went to the level that contained these sound files, which is PAL 1 for Little Resistance, and I found the file for this voice grab, and it's called PAL 1 IGD 900A JAS2ST. And so I thought, okay, that's a little strange, because when you take a look at the rest of the sound files in that level, you can see that there's a JS1 and a JS3, as well as, you know, Roebuck and Sullivan there. And so I took a listen to JS1 and JS3, and those were the Japanese soldier quotes, the enemies you fight. And so logically, JAS2 must be Japanese Soldier 2. However, there wasn't any JAS2 quotes in that area, and it just seems odd that it's the only one by itself in that area. So I thought, okay, is this voice Japanese? And when you really listen to it, you know, it does kind of sound like Japanese, but it's been distorted so heavily that it is really hard to tell. So I thought to myself, okay, this has got to be translated. I've got to get someone to listen to this. But before I did that, I decided I would mess around with the voice grab and raise the pitch up so it at least sounds like a human being. This is what I got. So as you can tell, it really does sound like a Japanese man talking. And so with that, I contacted Dragon GJY. He's been a great help in deciphering foreign languages, especially on Zetsubu no Shima with the Japanese there. I remember he helped out on Die Rise and Black Ops 2, and so I thought he would be the guy to ask. So I messaged him and provided him with the edited voice quote, the one that sounds like a human, because it would be much easier to listen to and translate than the unedited version, the one that's really distorted. He got back to me, said it was a rough transcription and translation, but said it should be fine. So even for a single second, we have to try our best to hold the enemies back. The forces are likely to reinforce. Our army must stop completely. I repeat, defend the command center by any means necessary. Don't let the enemy forces, and that is where it stops. Now he said there could be more before the audio message because it begins with so. The unknown parts he couldn't transcribe are most likely enemy, and the last sentence just stops before it finishes. So I was stoked. Dragon really pulled through there, and so I thought, oh, so it doesn't have anything to do with the ray gun or zombies. And I mean, you could possibly interpret it for the enemies to be zombies, but I'm 99% sure, and I'm sure this is the reason, that this was just a unused quote from Japanese Soldier number 2 that they redid for this. Now why I think it's that. Number 1, Nazi Zombies was a late addition to the game, and so I'm pretty sure that was added and finalized after the voice acting work was done. Number 2, it sounds like this was going to be said over a speaker, over some comms, or you were going to enter a bunker and the Japanese soldier was going to be saying this. Now the interesting part is, in the World at War manual, you can apparently see a picture of a paused screen that is supposedly for this level, and on the paused screen you can usually see your objectives to do for that campaign level. Well, on this paused screen picture it said interrogate Japanese officers, and that objective is not in this level or any other level, so that was cut from the game. And I was thinking, is it possible that this soldier, Japanese soldier 2, may have been a part of that section of the game and was cut along with it, but then when they put the Easter egg in, they still had his lines recorded and thought, okay, let's just use this guy's line, you know, do a bit of editing to it, add some distortion to the voice, and then use it for our Easter egg. And I did think, hang on, what about the Shisa statues? Because when a Shisa statue has its mouth closed, it's locking out the bad spirits, but when a Shisa mouth is open, it is welcoming the good spirits. And so with that line of thinking, it kind of goes into zombies a little. But all in all, guys, I'm just going to put this down to a repurposed quote from cut content, and that it has nothing to do with zombies. Just a fun little Easter egg that fits in with the level and the theme. Because as you're making your way up Palaleo Island, you are making your way towards the command center, and as I said before, it could easily have just been playing over a comm speaker or in one of the many buildings you will encounter either in that map or maybe a completely different map on Palaleo Island. So yeah guys, that's it. That is the mystery behind the voice of the ray gun Easter egg in Little Resistance. As I said at the start, I do want to thank Dragon GJY. Again, none of this would have happened without his translation, so I'm very thankful for you, dude. Again, I will put his Twitter and his CODS forum account in the description, so please check that out. Also, I will be doing a written post of this video, so you can go there and check out the pictures and the sound files again. So yeah, it was really nice to go back through World at War stuff again and just experience it all again, because it's just a fantastic campaign. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers!